Here we are again, folks. Another year, another Terminator, another box office disappointment. I got a real movie sandwich for you today. 3 reviews. Let's get them going. Here we go. Song. I don't know why I act enthusiastic to hear my own song. Todd thoughts. Todd thoughts. Todd thoughts. First up. Terminator. Dark Fate. There's 1, 2. Yeah, this is the 3rd film. It's weird that it took them this long to do a follow-up to Terminator 2. I don't want to put a number on it. I would say it's about 60% of a good movie. It's almost there. There's okay action. There's people you kind of recognize. I don't know why we hold Terminator 2 to such great heights. It's essentially just a remake of the first movie, but with bigger action. And Linda Hamilton is beautiful. Beautiful work in that movie. It feels like, on one hand, they're trying to be true to that original franchise, right? We're going to bring in Arnold and Linda Hamilton. On this hand, I remember 4 years ago sitting in a movie theater watching Terminator Genesis. I remember seeing old Arnold. I can't forget that. I see this Arnold as that Arnold. If you're gonna bring these characters back, sacrifice them, kill them off, give them a grand farewell. Sarah Connor is 130 years old in this. She gets thrown across a room against a fucking cement concrete. She should be fucking dead. She should have sacrificed herself to save... She should have sacrificed herself. Mackenzie Davis, wonderful. I love Mackenzie Davis. She's so fucking good. Really good in Tully. The Martian, her small part was wonderful. Izzy gets the fuck around town. She's good in this too. Unfortunately, the whole movie is just gray and brown, and there's no life to it. There's no life to this franchise. It's funny, this whole series that's based on the fight for humanity, the fight for life and human survival, is just so lifeless and animatronic. Here is bad Terminator. Here is good person. Here is savior. Action, 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 and fate is what you make of it. And no disrespect to, Natalie Reyes. No disrespect to Natalie Reyes, but, movies used to have very distinct characters. I think I remember this. I think I remember Eddie Furlong being introduced on a dirt bike, hijacking an ATM with killer Banes and a douchey best friend, jamming out to Guns N' Roses. I think I remember that. How is our hero of the future introduced in this one? She's a nice girl with her nice dad and her nice brother. Her brother wants to be better than Bruno Mars. What character. So the writers don't give her anything to do. I enjoy that there's strong female protagonists on screen. I think that's awesome. And I would have loved a more introspective, personal story. Can we do a small Terminator film? Feels like every film just tries to go bigger and bigger and bigger, and they forget about the small moments, the small parts. And when this movie tries to do small parts, not good. Because the characters are so bland. They're not defined at all. Even Sarah Connor doesn't really feel like Sarah Connor. They try to give her this weight of her dead son, dead John Connor. But she doesn't have the weight knowing that the future holds in her hands, that out there are forces trying to destroy humanity. She's kind of the only one that knows it. Arnold's fine. It's nice to see Arnold. I like Arnold a whole lot. Then again, when I just see him, I kept thinking, Pops. It's Pops. It seems like this movie was doomed from the start. They need to bring it back down. Iron out all the creases and just tell something that's fucking focused. Sure, you can say the point of it is to be an action thrill ride, but even that is muddy at best. There's one really good car chasing, and there's one terrible airplane scene that I couldn't even comprehend what was happening, and I just stopped caring after a while. The vulnerability isn't there. They do it a little bit with Mackenzie Davis, but it's like in one moment, and then when she's getting real desperate and all hope is lost, old ass fucking Arnold Terminator jumps down a water dam.
I have your medicine. Had it on me all along. Right here, bro. Put it there.
They fist bumped. I thought that was weird. The emotional resonance that they tried to create didn't make sense in the continuity of the first two films. Dark Fate, it was almost good. I personally like Terminator 3 more than this. Fuck me, I guess. Terminator, Dark Fate, slam it. Fuck this movie. Now, in between showings, I walked into Countdown, which is dog shit. Slam it. It's fucking terrible. The only point I want to say about this terrible horror movie about an app that gives you a countdown to when your life's gonna end and a demon chases you around and takes you when that countdown's up. The only thing I want to say about this film is I'm so over a paranormal entity presenting a main character with a deceased loved one that they know is dead, has been dead for fucking years, and when they're presented with their dead loved one, they go,
yeah, that must be real. That must be them. Oh yeah, hey, you must be my mom. That just logically makes sense.
It's such a stupid fucking trope. I get that characters have to be ignorant to an extent, and that helps create drama. This is so far past the barrier of believability. This movie is bad. Don't watch it. They put a fucking blue filter over the entire thing, so it looks like you're watching it through like a day for night filter. Don't watch it. Hard fucking slam. Countdown. Next one. Let's go. Ba, 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 ba. Jojo Rabbit. Taika Waititi is back with a indie artisan film. I don't know. AMC calls it artisan film. Charming as all hell. If you compare Jojo Rabbit to the Terminator Dark Fate, which I think I might be the only singular person on YouTube doing that, Jojo Rabbit lives and dies by its characters. It's completely and utterly character driven with slight plot going on in the background. Dark Fate is like all plot driven with bad character stuff in the background. If they could just if we could have a Terminator Nazi, quirky Taika Waititi film, I think I'm into it. And it's hard not to love Taika's style. But I also have sort of the same reaction when I saw Thor Ragnarok. The pacing is so fast. Everything's flying at you so quick. You can't really resonate with anything. And Jojo Rabbit tries to go to some very, I don't want to say dark, but very emotional places that I just couldn't go to with the film because everything prior to it kept me sort of at a distance because it was going so fast. As with Thor Ragnarok, I'm sure upon additional viewings, I will feel the connection because I know how everything will play out and I'm just breathing in the characters. That being said, I do think Jojo Rabbit has a lot of rightfully placed heart, and I think the message of the film is just joyous and glorious, and it makes me so sad that there is anger and there's hate and there's fighting in the world. Why do we try to justify wars with xenophobia? It doesn't make sense. Masking something as fear, it spreads out like a hateful root in a culture and it just sticks itself in there into people's minds. That's not ultimately constructive for the building of a society. Then again, I'm not a economist or a person of any significance or importance. These are just thoughts. Taika has a great fucking way of framing. There's moments that are like a painting and you can tell he's very carefully is conjuring up this image and this power that Dark Fate doesn't give a fuck about doing. Dark Fate's all about
this fucking cool or what?
Taika's able to bring just power and gravitas to characters in a single frame. I cannot take that away from him. Beautiful film. It's very touching. I do not think Scarlett Johansson worked well in the role at all. I don't know if she's just too big of a name or her choices just didn't really jive well, but I didn't really get the pathos that I think that character ultimately had on the page. So Jojo Rabbit ultimately gets a jam it from me. Please let me know what you think about Terminator Dark Fate. Don't tell me what you think about Countdown. No one saw that shit. No one saw Dark Fate either. Tell me what you think about JoJo. I would love to hear if you have like sort of the same thoughts that I did, or like what do you think about it? How do you feel about Nazis? I'm Grayson Todd. Thank you for watching. These are just some of my thoughts. Say posy, everybody. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, I don't care. Toodles.
What the fuck is my body trying to say to me?